Hello, welcome to this web services, web tools, form and survey builder presentation. This is strictly going to cover starting and stopping and the consequences of starting and stopping a web tools form or survey. It's also going to cover when to use a form versus a survey and the access levels, why you choose one over the other. So this is more of a advanced level walkthrough. So first off, when do you use a form versus a survey? So let's go to the Access tab. So forms are intended as a way to collect information for someone's registering for something. Somebody wants to contact you and get more information or feedback. A person's applying for a scholarship or a job. So all of those things is a person wanting something from you or needing something. And in order for that to happen, there has to be a communication. You have to know who that person that filling stuff out is. So as a general rule, on the Access tab, you almost always, for forms, want verified or restricted. Honestly, I cannot think of a single example where it should be anonymous. You almost always need to know who's filling out a form or a survey. So forms really should be limited to these. The only example I might come up with for anonymous is if you're asking for feedback but don't really care who's asking for it. Or if you do ask, it's okay if they gave you a bad email address. As a general rule, you want verified and restricted. Verified is simply going to require the person to either use Shibboleth when they come in, so you have their NetID at their campus.edu, or they can use an email address outside the university. And then they'll get an email, and then they'll go to that email, click on it, and then that will validate them and let them in. And so we know who they are. Restricted is the same as verified, except you're limiting it to a group of people. So you can limit it by default. It has Chicago, Illinois, and Springfield campuses selected. But I could remove these and pick a security group from the group manager. For here under groups. There's also, if I just wanted Urbana staff or students, I could limit it to a college or department. Now this is your primary college or department. So that's the key here, verified or restricted. In most cases, it's going to be one or the other. Now, keep in mind, when the person fills it out, we know who they are. We will tell you that. We will give you their email address. You don't need to ask for it in the form. Anonymous, you have to ask for it. We don't know who they are. So if you want information, you'll have to ask them. When would you use a survey? A survey is where survey to us means it's an anonymous form. And you should not be asking for personal information. So in that case, just choose survey, and which is up under more, and survey, and then build your survey over there. The other key thing to know about the access is if you verify and restrict, because we know who they are, there's some options here under the submission. You can submit it only once. You can turn that option on so you can limit because I know who they are. They can save and finish the form later. Again, we know who they are, so we can do that. They can delete their results submission. That's an option as well. And they can even edit their results submission. But again, it has to be one of these two options, verified or restricted. We can't do those features if we don't know who you are. Also, under deleted and saved. So deleted will tell you who deleted a form, if they delete one. Saved will tell you it will list under here saved forms that have been saved but not yet completed. This is in case you need to edit, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But if you run into a situation where you've allowed people to save it and you need to edit the form, some problems come up. So let's go to the General tab and talk about now the whole process of the modes. So this is your form mode. They always start in draft. In this mode, you're just viewing it. So when we view a form, and let's say I log in with my NetID, and my form comes up. Oh, this one had already been filled out once. So let's go over here and uncheck these options. We'll press save, jump over here, refresh. Okay, so here's my form. You'll notice this red bar at the top. This is for while you're testing it, you can test with or without validation rules. This is what you're going to see if it's still in draft. Now, it's really important when you're switching modes. So I'm in draft. I can edit it. I can change my questions over here. Once I start the form, the structure of the form is defined. And you can't just go in and start changing questions and so forth because you're changing the structure of the form. So the ability to edit questions is locked down. Your results, if I go over to reporting, are going to show up under live. So as people start filling it out, you're going to see it here. Now, if I find I need to say edit my form, anyone that's filled out that form and saved their results, they're going to lose their results because they're associated with that very specific structure. And that's where you would come back and go to the, if you had save and finish later, if I came in here, I could send them a message and say, I'm sorry, there's an issue. Please finish filling out your form today or tomorrow, but I'll need to start and restart it and stop it and restart it to edit. You might lose your data. So then you might need to send an email to your users that have not finished filling them out. And you will also see them listed here, so you could contact them directly. Now, if I need to edit my form once it's live, I can go end the form now, edit the form, jump over here, change my form, come back over here, and start the form. And then it's the results. If I come back here, now those results are going to be down here in their own result. All the prior results are going to be down here. It tells you when it started and ended. And these will be the new people's forms, result submissions will be up here. Okay, so just a quick recap. Access levels for forms are almost always verified and restricted. Surveys are anonymous. So if you're wanting to create a survey, you can do that there. And making sure on the submissions tab, if you want to use these advanced features, you need to, on the access tab, have it verified or restricted. And under submissions, you can find saved data here under saved and who's deleted their forms if somebody has went in and deleted. So I had deleted a form submission at some point, and it tells me when and that it was me. And here's an example of Jim had deleted his. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, these are actual submissions that have been filled out for the form, and I could go in here and delete one of these. So that gives you the ability to delete as well. And and deleted by user, this is the list that shows you any form submissions that a user has deleted. So we track that so that you know if somebody says, hey, I registered for this event and you don't have them on file, you can go look at deleted by user and find them in the list. Don't forget, before you start your form, do one walkthrough of your form to make sure everything is spelled correctly. It's the proper questions, but once more, you don't have to ask for their email address if on the Access tab you have it set up for verified or restricted. Best of luck running your form and survey. Have a great day.